Good afternoon, you degenerates. Raphael Esparza is here for presenting you what are the odds over here at Doc Sports. I am riding solo today. That's right, solo. Ferringo is probably going to be out for the next couple of weeks. He gets to go to England with his boy to watch his boy play some soccer. I am so jealous. His boy does really well in soccer. So he's actually going across pond with his son to do a little footy. So he will be out. Hopefully, we'll get some guests in here. Hopefully, we'll get some other Doc Sports members here because we are going to keep on writing. What are the odds now that college basketball season? We still got the NBA playoffs. We still have the NHL playoffs coming. We got Major League Baseball here. So it's a full thing. We got golf. We can maybe talk some Masters next week because you can put up some Masters prop bets. We can talk about some of the odds on that. But again, I am your host, Raphael Esparza, here for What Are the Odds? And why do I love this show? It's because I was a former odds maker, and I am still an odds maker for some offshore and some U.S. books. I do a lot of consulting work for some books, so I do a lot of prop bets for these companies. So it should be fun. But let's get this other stuff out of the way before we forget. If you're not a Doc Sports member, click on the link down below. Get that $60 of free premium member picks over at Doc Sports. It's $60. Where have you been waiting for? It's 63 bucks. You can buy any one-day packages or $30. You can buy two of them. You can buy one for myself, one for Ferringo, who's killing it in college basketball. Any other handicapper here on Doc Sports. So don't forget to click that link down below. Get that free 60 free premium member picks over at Doc Sports. Click the link below. I highly recommend it. If you don't have that account, you can still check out the grid and see all those big plays that other handicappers, including myself, who has a nice soccer play tonight. That's right, footy. I'm playing some footy tonight on some soccer. So hopefully you guys all jump on board and cash on board. But I want to quick say, hey, Dakota Dude, I want to say hello to you as well, who put a nice comment before the show started. I hope you're watching the show. If you have any questions or comments, please put them on there. I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. But what are the odds is all about the Final Four? We could talk female Final Four, the women's Final Four, which is tonight. Some great matchups. Texas for South Carolina. We all know South Carolina ladies have just been dominant the last couple of years. There's three different numbers in the Texas South Carolina game. You can get 4.5, 5, and 5.5. I'm leaning towards Texas on this one. If I was going to play it myself, I'll take the plus 5.5. Texas defense is no joke, and I have a feeling it's going to be a very tight game. And then the other game, Connecticut UCLA. Paige Becker is probably going to be the number one draft pick in the WNBA draft, probably from the Dallas Wings. You guys all know me. I love to play some WNBA. I've been playing WNBA since day one here at Doc Sports, and when I was over at MGM many moons ago, and I think it was 1999, 2000, and BetMGM or BetMGM at this time, BetMGM in Las Vegas. We were the first sports book to put odds on a WNBA, and that was including myself putting them out there for you guys. So I'm very proud of that as I was being an odds maker. Actually say that I was one of the first odds makers to put odds up for the WNBA in Las Vegas. Connecticut's UCLA game was the next game. I mean, Paige Beckers, I already mentioned that, 7.5. I would get it. I would think the betting public will push this one up to like a solid 7.5. We could see it 8 in this one. If it continues to go high, UCLA, they're very big up front. I think if they can control the boards, they can keep this game close. So I would wait to see if you like UCLA, maybe see if you can get more points. You can maybe see an 8, 8.5. We're here for men's Final Four. That's right, men's Final Four. We got 4 number ones. And if you like it, if you dislike it, if you wanted to see some Cinderellas, tell me in the chat what you like. I like these 4 number ones. I think we're going to get some fantastic games to Saturday night. We have Duke, who's been probably just dominating all tournament long. We have Houston with their high-powered defense. Can they shut down Duke's offense? It's going to be a fantastic game. That's the last game. And my free play is going to be on that one. I'll announce that towards the end of the show on that game between Houston and Duke. It's the last game. And then the first game is the SEC Final Four. Auburn versus Florida should be a great game. These two teams played each other once already. Florida went to Auburn and beat them in their backyard. Could we see that? Could we see that again? It's gonna be very interesting. It's the number's 2.5 right now. Total closed, open up at 162. It's now 160. I really was hoping to get like 164 because I kind of like the under in this game. We saw Auburn's last game against Tennessee game fly under the total. I just think defense is going to be key. I think defense is going to be bigger and key in this game than we're going to see Houston and Duke game on that one. They beat Michigan State 70-64. That total opened up at 146, and it wasn't even close of coming over when they played Michigan, another Big Ten team. That total was 156. That game ended 78-65. So Auburn three back-to-back games in the tournament have gone under three out of their last four NCAA tournament games have gone under the total. So open up at 162. It is 160, 159 and a half. And I think this one continues to come down. I would not, it would not shock me if we see maybe a 158 and a half. So if you like the under between Florida and Florida and Auburn, I would get it now. Most Vegas books have 160 circa Superbook, South Point. They all have 162. Most of global books, I can't mention them on the show, but most global books have 159 and a half. So it's going to be very interesting to see what this number does when Saturday comes around, like tomorrow. I think the action will come in. You'll see parlays, teasers on these two games. I think this number dips again. Would not shock me if we see a 158 and a half, 159 on the under. Just because if you're Auburn, you need to keep this a slow pace game. You don't want a high power game with Florida, because that's how Florida beat Auburn in their head-to-head matchup. I think I'm trying to think of the date it was. I know it was like in February. I don't know if it was mid-February, whatever. It was in February, and they put up a 90 mark at Auburn. At Auburn, the Florida Gators did. And if it happens like that again, then I don't think Auburn has a chance against a big team of Florida Gators who have 7-footers coming off the bench left and right. At Clayton, which has been dominating. I'm gonna check. I know some states don't allow you to bet college basketball player prop bets. I know some states. So if you're listening to this, I apologize, but I think there's some fantastic value with the Florida guard Walter Clayton Jr. over 24 and a half points and assists. Walter Clayton, I knew who coming into that he was a really, really good guard before the season started. I didn't think he was going to be this spectacular, especially in a tournament. He has made himself a lot of money since the SEC tournament, who was lights out from the three-point land, pretty much carried a couple games on himself with the 3 points shot in the SEC tournament and rolled over to the NCAA tournament. So 24 and a half points in assist. I mean, he's averaging 22 points a game in the tournament. It's just self. Like I said, he's been red hot all tournament long. So now you tell me if he's averaging 22 points a game, just dish out 2, 3, 4 assists, and we can cash this prop bet pretty easily. Again, I know there's some states that don't let you bet on college basketball or college football player prop bets. But if you can find it, I would bet it. Open up an account that has it, I would bet it. There's some sweepstake books that have it. I would bet it because I just think he has a monster game. I think when he played Auburn in February, I got to check that date when it was February 8th, when they did play each other, he had 19 points and dished out 9 assists. Do the math. That was 28 points. We would have cashed this prop bet at 24 and a half points and assists. So I like that prop bet. I already bet it to myself, thinking it might move. So I would put that out there. I'm not going to release it. I will have a big prop bet on Saturday's card on daily prop bets on college basketball in the Final Four. Been playing some nice college and NBA play. College basketball prop bets have been fantastic for me throughout the whole season. NBA as well. We're having a winning season so far in prop bets, so we'll have a big one. I had a nice one yesterday in the NBA that that cash. I have one today, and we'll have another big one. Probably going to be a 7-star, 7 unit, 7 premium, whatever you want to call it, a premium play tomorrow in college basketball on our daily prop plays. And I'll probably just have a small play on one of the college basketball plays, the Final Four plays. So that's what I think what's going to happen. I think Florida wins this game. Let's face it. I'll tell you this right now. I've talked to numerous books. And I talked to some people that on streaming services since I do a daily show on Amazon Prime, YouTube TV, whatever. It's another show. It's not Doc Sports related. And some of the producers told me they've heard that they do not want an Auburn Houston finals. They said the ratings would probably be bad. I think betting in general will probably be bad, even though some books, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but it's not my money. I know some books said they want Auburn to cut the nets down because they make the most money on futures for Auburn to win it all. I think they win on all 4 of them. I know one U.S. book told me that 2 days ago that they're in a profit for all 4 teams, with Duke with the least amount of winnings and Auburn being a nice chunk of change for them. And let's face it, the way the books have been crushed during the NCAA tournament, they would like to get some of that money back. One book told me that even if Auburn wins it and cuts the nets, they still probably wouldn't break even with the money they've lost during the NCAA tournament. So it's kind of interesting that I found that stat out to talk to them. Like I said, I don't like to mention names who I talk to and books that I talk to and all that. If you want to find out, DM me, I'll tell you, but I don't like to say it on the air just because they're telling me. They don't have to tell me. They just pretty much as we talk shop. I know a lot of numbers from offshore numbers, and we just collaborate. So they want Auburn to win. I think Florida wins this game. I think Florida would just be too big. I would lay the 2.5 because I think the betting public probably bets it, and maybe it might move to 3.5 because I do see some minus 2.5, minus 112 out there in some shops. But there is a -2 out there at the South Point in Vegas. So maybe if you're in Vegas, take a little drive and check to see if you can get that -2. I just think Florida is the better team. They've already played them once and beat them in their backyard. Even though Florida has not covered, they're 1-3 against the spread in this tournament, but they are 7-3 in their last 10. I just think they're a bigger team, and I just think the size and the players like Clayton and the centers would be just too much. It's all going to be the rebound. I know Auburn rebounds really well, second chance points is going to be very, very big in this game. So I would say lean towards Florida. That's what I'm leaning at, towards Florida 2.5. No opinion on the total for me, just because I was hoping to get the 164, and I would probably bet it under. So if the number's dropping, unless some miracle happens that some whale in Vegas or somewhere bets the over and they start moving it upwards a little bit, and it goes back to 162, then I might sprinkle a little something on the under at 162, but at 159.5, 160, I think there's no value. I made the total myself 161, 160.5. So as you can tell, my number is not that much different, but if I can get 162 or higher, I would probably sprinkle a little under money. I don't tease that much in college basketball, so I'm not going to mention anything about teasers or parlays. I know we do a lot of parlay videos on the site. Vernon Croy crushes it on his parlay videos. I know they get a lot of views, but I worked in a book for almost 15 years in Vegas, and I've been doing book consulting work for books outside of Vegas and my Vegas time for almost 30 years. And I still don't recommend parlays. I've just seen the percentage, the whole percentage. Read the articles at DraftKings, FanDuel, how much they make on parlays. For me, I just don't think it's a good bet. And if it is, I would say two teamers no more. Anytime you add another one, you're just begging for a 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 kind of a day. So I would just look at maybe taking Florida. And if you can get +3, if you like Auburn, I say wait. If you can get the +3, I would definitely take it. And this is the time where most people would take with the money line at Auburn. Why, if you like Auburn, why would you take the +2.5, get the +125? I saw +127 out there on the money line. So if you like Auburn, just take the money line. Why would you take the +2 if you like? If you think they're gonna win, money line it. If you think Florida's gonna win, then I say take the 2.5, or maybe, and I don't like doing this, but maybe buy it down. Even though -2.5, -2 is really a significant. 3 is the key number, but on that one. Well, let's get going with the big game. That's right, the big game between Duke and Houston. And I know Houston's defense is really, really good. Everyone wants to talk about it, but think about it. They let let's see, Purdue scored 60 points on them, which they were ice cold all game. Gonzaga put up 76 points on them. And everyone wants to talk about Houston's defense, but let's talk about their offense that averages for 74 points a game. I think we're going to see points in this game. I think Duke is going to control the tempo. Don't forget, Houston's biggest person on or biggest guy on the team is only 6'9". What are they going to do with Cooper Flag? What are they going to do with the center of Duke and the bench of Duke, who's really lengthy and long? I think Duke controls the tempo, and I say bet Duke now. It's the last game. I think this one moves to 6, 6.5, maybe even 7 by tomorrow, because Duke money is going to come in. Duke money will always come in. I think parlays will probably be very popular with Duke, with other NBA games, NHL games, baseball games, whatever. I think that's going to be a very popular bet. So I would say hurry up. If you like Duke, bet it now, because it would not shock me. I'm trying to see. There's fives. DraftKings has 5.5. That's the only one. Everyone else has 5 out there. It opened up at 4.5. I'm trying to see what the money lines on this game. 275, 270. Ooh, Caesars has 290. Give me a break, Caesars. But I would think this one skyrockets. I see Duke money coming in. I would be blown away if Houston money comes in tomorrow and it goes back down to 5 and 4.5, or maybe even 4. I just don't see that happening with the size of Duke, with Cooper Flag. And I say everyone that watches bets on this March Madness NCAA tournament knows who Cooper Flag is now. So they're gonna watch him. They're gonna want to watch bet Duke. So I like Duke in this one. So that means I'm telling you I like Duke in Florida in a championship game. So that's what the network's wrong. That's what I want, because I think that's the best game that I can watch on Monday is Duke versus Florida. I don't like that many player prop bets on this, but I'm going to put my free play out here right now. I'll talk about my free play. I've said it on another show yesterday. I think I even said it on Doc's Daily. I just really, really like this play, and I want everyone to hear it. I want everyone to bet it. And it doesn't look like everyone is, because the juice dropped, I think, 24 hours ago. When I first mentioned it, it was minus 115. Now it's minus 105. So my free play for you guys right now, go to the window, find it. If you can find it in your prop bets under team props on this one, because there's a prop play for this one, shoot me up on X at VSI.sports. Put a comment on here. I'll help you try to find it, or even request it. I do have a lot of numbers. I can call books. Hey, can you put this prop bet up? Everyone else has it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My free play for you guys right now is Houston Duke. Both teams to score 63.5 points at minus 105. I'm a little bit shocked that's out here. I'm going to check DraftKings right now before I give you the reason why I like this play. I'm still, like I said, I'm still blown away that this number, it is what it is. 63. Hold on, I'm scrolling. Oh, I apologize. It's 63.5 minus 3 nickels minus 115. Yeah, I would still take it. I would take this all the way up to minus 120, minus 125. I already mentioned Houston averaging 74 points a game this season. Everyone wants to talk about their defense. Everyone wants to talk about all the games they played under. That is correct. They played a lot of under games, but they didn't play Duke in the Big 12. BYU put up some numbers. Iowa State put up some numbers against them. Arizona put some numbers against them. Gonzaga put some numbers, 70 points against them. If Houston wants to win this game, hang around this game, they're going to need to play the tempo that Duke is probably going to control from the tip. Duke averages 84 points a game. Duke is going to get their points. It's not. I'm sorry. I know Houston, you have a great defense, but they put up a century mark in this tournament already against Arizona. They put up 85 points against Alabama, 89 points against Baylor, 93 points in this tournament. Last time they have hit this prop number, I'm talking about Duke. Duke has hit this prop number in 37 out of 38 games this year. Let me repeat that. They've hit this number over 63 and a half, 37 out of 38 games this year. That is remarkable. And now you tell me I have to lay minus 3 nickels, minus 115 on 63 and a half, just knowing that all I need is Houston to score this number, because I know Duke is going to score this number. I just said that they've scored this number 37 out of 38 times. Now I just tell me Houston, who scored this number against Gonzaga, who scored this number against Tennessee. The only they didn't score it against Purdue. That's because Purdue couldn't do anything, and free throws, we saw no free throws at late game, but they put against Gonzaga, Southeastern, Arizona, BYU, Colorado, Baylor. I'm just reading off the list. Kansas, Cincinnati. They missed this one time out of their last 10 games. One time, and that was against Purdue, which was an ugly game, 62-60. If it's going to be an ugly 62-60 game, if Duke wins 62-60 or Arizona wins 62-60, that's an ugly game, and I deserve to lose if that's kind of a game that I'm going to lose. I don't see that. I see Duke controlling. I see Cooper Flag being too strong. And I see Duke being too big for Houston. I see Duke getting a lot of second chance points, putting them in. If Houston wants to hang around, they're going to need to score. With Duke, they're going to need to score in a high 60s or maybe even a 70 mark. So I think we're going to see a lot of points scored in this one. So that is my free play. I've already told you who I think is going to be in the national championship game. It's going to be Duke. It's going to be Florida. It's going to be a fantastic game. And like I said, my free play, again, find it. If you have trouble finding it, DM me on my social media, Raphael Esparza at Instagram, VSI.sports on the X. And you can put a comment on here. I'll make sure I'll keep an eye on comments for this one. If you can't find it, please let me know. I'll try to direct you to where it's at. If it's not at your app or place you put it, I'll try to shoot a text and email to that establishment and say, hey, you know what? DraftKings has this prop up. FanDuel has this prop up. BetMGM has this prop bet up. Can you put this prop bet up for Final Four? Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'll try to get you that prop because I do like this free play. This was, I'll tell you right now, this was almost going to be my 7-unit play for Final Four. I almost pulled the trigger on that, but you know what? I just like this play. I've been saying it all along. So let's catch together. Houston, Duke, both teams to score over 63.5 minus 115. Thank you for watching. What are the odds? I did it solo myself. Again, Ferringo is doing a lot of soccer stuff with his kid for the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to get someone else to be here on the show for me next week and the week before. But it was fun doing it solo. We had a great time. I had enjoyed talking Final Four. Don't forget, you Doc Sports new customers get that $60 of free premium picks at DocSports.com. Click the link down below. You can pick any handicapper you want, including myself. Most daily picks are $30. So you can pick myself and somebody else or not myself. If you don't like me, that's fine. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you learned something in the show. Thank you for watching What Are the Odds. You guys all have a fantastic Friday, fantastic weekend. Stay safe, and please don't bet what you don't have.